Hey, what is going on, guys? So I got a really nice review for you for a clip-on lens for a wide angle as well as a macro lens. And this one is by far the best one I have, and I have a lot of these clip-on lenses as well. Now, first thing I want to note is this one here will pretty much fit any of my phones. And the reason is because it has like an adjuster on here, like depending where your camera is, you can kind of like move this like up and down. The clarity on this is absolutely awesome. Now this is the upgraded aircraft grade aluminum. It has 7 optical glasses, and that basically reduces the like ghosting, reflections, lens flare. And also a great thing is you don't have like those borders where it gets kind of like gray. Now, like I said, I've had a lot of these clip-on lenses like in the past. Like here's a cheap one here. Now this one here is a basic clip-on. I mean, you can adjust it, depending on like where your lens is actually on the phone. The clarity on this one is definitely not as good as this one. And here's another one that I have here. This is more of a premium clip-on lens. Now this one is pretty good. The thing is, but this one is a lot smaller. You can see the size difference between these two. And this one here doesn't have an adjuster, okay? Depending on like where your lens is. A lot of phones, you're not going to be able to use like this kind of lens here. And some of them, it's not going to be like a good grip, okay? Another cool thing about this one too, it has a screw on here where you can actually make it extra tight as well. Like this one here is big and it's heavy. So sometimes it kind of gets loose when you're actually like holding your phone. I'm going to give you some examples on different phones using this lens, okay? Now, first thing is, this is the box that it comes with here. This is by ViewWow. And you can see 0.45x wide angle, and you have a 15x macro, and I'll show you the macro as well. And out of the box, you get all this right here. You also get some pamphlets, kind of like a how to set up. Comes with a little carrying case right here, which I don't care for. You have a lanyard here, which you can clip this onto your neck with the lens, which I don't care for either. You get a little cleaning cloth for your lens, and you get a charging cable here, because this one here comes with a bonus. You get like a selfie light here, and I think it has like 6 different brightnesses on here. I'm not sure if you can see that. But we'll go ahead and play with this a little bit later. But this is basically just a second attachment if you want to use this or not. Here's the actual lens itself. Down here it says wide angle lens, and down here it says macro lens, okay? So if you wanted to use the wide angle lens, you would leave it just like this and go ahead and pop it on to this clip. If you want to use the macro lens, you have to go ahead and unscrew the wide angle lens just like that, and go ahead and just use the macro lens here by itself. Let me screw the wide angle back on here. You also get a covering here for both sides of the lens. You get one for the front right here, and there's a little one here on the back. You just basically just pop that off. And here's the clip right here. You do have like a rubber padding around the lens area here, and also on the back here, there's another padding back here so you don't scratch like the back of your phone. Let me go ahead and screw this in. So you just basically just pop it in like this and go ahead and screw this right in. And here's the clamp right here. And like I said, with every phone, you basically have the lens like somewhere else. Like on this Samsung Galaxy S8, it's like in the center middle. You have the 6P Nexus here. It's over here. We have a iPhone X here. It has a dual lens, and you can see how close to the corner that one is. But what's cool about this one is you can go ahead and adjust it like this, okay? You can move it up and down. Of course, you can use this for photos as well as videos. And we can use this on the front side camera as well as the back side camera. Even if you guys have the Google Pixel 1 or 2, this will actually fit on there as well. We'll go ahead and give this a quick test run on the iPhone 10 here. iPhone 10, you have the same as that. You have a dual lens here. Same thing with the iPhone 10s as well as the 10s Max here. And it does have a dual lens in here, so we have to make some adjustments, okay? I'll probably have to move this, slide this up like a little bit. Okay, so right there looks about perfect, okay? Now the thing is, you can see I can make more adjustments here. Let me just slide this one, the lens like all the way up on the clamp here on the clip. And some phones you want to leave the clip up like this, other phones you want to go down like this. I think with the these iPhones here, it's better to put it like on the side, okay? So go ahead and find a perfect position where there's no graying like on the corners. Another way you can do this too is you can look exactly up here and line it up directly with the lens as well. So here's the wide angle view here. If I turn it on video, obviously you're still going to get a wide angle view, okay? Let me just put it back on photo here. Let me go ahead and pull this off and you can see a difference, okay? Ready? You can see how much closer that looks. Now let me go ahead and put it back on. Just like that. And the same thing with the video as well. So right now we're using the wide angle lens, and I'll go ahead and pull this off. And you can see how much closer that is. Let me give you a different angle. So I currently don't have the lens on, and now let me go ahead and put this on here. Okay, so right about there is perfect, okay? Take a look at this right now. and I'll take it off like that. Let me go ahead and put this back on. Now what's really cool about this clip too, you also have a tightening mechanism on here as well. If you want to go ahead and tighten this up, we can go ahead and screw this part in like this. So this way it's going to be stable. Okay, so when you move the phone around, it's not going to fall off. Like I said, like this one here doesn't have no tightening mechanism or anything, so it kind of like slides all the time, and then you start getting like those like black borders on the edges. Why don't we go ahead and try the front facing camera? Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this off. Oh, I got to loosen this up. Let me go ahead and move the lens all the way back to the rear here. I'm just going to go sideways on here. And there we go. Okay, so I'm using the selfie side right now. Let me go ahead and pull this off and see a difference. Okay, ready? Boom. Let me put it back on here. Okay, just like that. And of course, if I want to tighten it too, I can go ahead and tighten that up. Let me just go ahead and tighten this up. Okay, that's definitely a lot better. I don't feel like it's going to like slide off right now. And I can put it in video mode as well, and we still get that wide angle view. Okay, so I just shut off some of the lights. Let me go ahead and attach this LED light. This is the bonus that it comes with. I'll probably never use this anyways. It's still pretty cool. You have like 6 different brightnesses on here. You have like some warm, cool white. Anyways, you just clip it on like anywhere, okay? It's basically just one button. You just keep pressing. If you push enough times, like 6 times, it'll eventually go off. I'll just go ahead and attach this like right here. And I'll give you like a quick example. So right now it's off. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Ready, go. And you can see that brightens up a little bit. I'll keep on going until it turns off. So it's off there. I can turn it back on just like that. Let me go and turn this back off. Why don't we go ahead and switch phones? Okay, let me switch it to a Google Pixel 3. Okay, now the Google Pixel 3, I actually have a case on here as well. And I'll show you how this one here works. So there's a case on here. Well, now the thing is, if the case is like too thick, it's not going to work. Okay, like this is just a 1 layer, like a regular rubbery TPU on this Google Pixel 3. I do have another outer box on my iPhone 8 here, and it won't work with this case here because this is the OtterBox commuter case. It's basically 2 layers. It comes on a silicone case and then a plastic shell you put on top. But you can see how far the lens is from the case. That's like way too far, okay? If you have a case that's thin, it's still gonna work, okay? So let's go ahead and try it on this Google Pixel 3 here. And again, you can see that I have a case on here. Let me just go ahead and grab this. I'll probably have to make, okay, I have to make adjustments on this. You can see if I go ahead and put this on there, you see how the lens is all the way back here. So I'm not gonna be able to get a grip down here. So I gotta move this, I have to adjust this part here. Okay, so it looks good about there. And I can go ahead and I can just see the lens there, and I can go ahead and put it right on top of it, just like that. And let me go ahead and turn it over. Let me turn these lights off so you can see a little bit better here. Okay, so this is with the wide angle lens on. Actually, let me just turn it sideways here so we can see like the side walls like over there and everything. Let me go ahead and pull this off of here, and boom. I'll go ahead and put this back on, and I'll just make the adjustments from here. Make sure it's just like on the lens so you don't see like no black corners or anything like that, or grayish corners like on the end. Right about there. I'll pull it off really quickly again. Ready? Go. So again, even if you have cases on here, the thing is, remember, the case can't be too thick. It can't be so far above the actual lens, okay? Now let me show you how the macro lens works, okay? So basically you just go ahead and unscrew the wide angle lens just like that. And here's the macro lens right here. So for instance, I'll pull out my iPhone 10. So the thing is, now you can see this penny right here, right? Now if I go down like this, you can see that it's not clear, okay? You can't like focus in on here. So let me just take a photo here. And now let's go ahead and grab the macro lens here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it right on top. I mean, like, wow, look at that. Look how crisp and clear that is right there. Let me take a photo of that one as well. And I'm gonna pull it off. Ready? I'm gonna pull it off. And you can see how blurry it is again, okay? You can't focus in on this one. We're way too close. Let me go outside too, and I'll go ahead and include some photos with this as well. Testing 1, 2. Okay, so I don't have the lens on now. Let me go ahead and pop it on. So you see the video right here. Let's go ahead and pop this on. Now it's on. Turn on right now, ready? Go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on the macro lens, okay? So right now we don't have